What's going on, people? It's Flight Sports TV. I appreciate y'all for checking with me. I already know what it is. We're back with another one of them things. Listen, we got ourselves a great game here. We got to break down the Charlotte Hornets are live. It's 82-80. It's 10:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Lamelo Ball is out on the floor. Lamelo Ball operating. Trey Young has it. Let's see if the Charlotte Hornets can secure this dub coming out the All-Star break. Trey, man, just hits a mid-range jumper. We got a tie ball game. It's 82 up. 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. Reed Shepard crossing half court, met by Lescon Knipple all over him. Let's see what happens. We got to stop here. It's 10 minutes remaining. We got a whole lot of basketball to be played. Our guys are still going through their suspensions. It's almost over with. We got to endure this. It is what it is. Give credit to Charlotte. Let's see if they can continue to sustain themselves. Here we go. What is Charlotte going to do? Reed Shepard with the mid-range, and he scores it. Reed Shepard has been cooking tonight. We're going to give some stat lines shortly. You already know what it is. Shout out to everybody. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Here we go. It's 84 all. 9:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Here we go. Here goes Thompson crossing half court. Thompson surveying the landscape to give it to Sangoon. Sangoon posting up Grant Williams. Here comes a double team with Melo. Here we go. H-Town back on the board. They are up top. They lead by 2. It's 86-84. 9:10 to go here in the fourth quarter. Shout out to Music Mindset. We're going to get into that. Lamelo got the rock. Met by Thompson. Screen with Kalkbrenner. Melo to Trey Mann for 3, and that is off. Rebounded by Sangoon. Here comes Thompson. Thompson coming up. Kalkbrenner on him. Thompson looking. He gives it to Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard for 3, and it's off. Rebounded by Trey Mann. Here comes LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball has it. He gives it to Khan, and it's a turnover. Hornets down 2, 86-84. Can the Charlotte Hornets secure this dub coming out of All-Star break? This would be a big W for the Hornets. Shout out to everybody that's rocking with Flight Sports TV. This is the post-game report. We will have a lot of post-game analysis for you. You already know what it is. We got Sangoon posting up Grant Williams. This should be a good matchup. Grant Williams is stronger than you think. 3-ball Vinny Smith, and that's money. Charlotte is in trouble. It's 89-84. Can Charlotte secure this game? Trey Mann crossing half court. Dorian Finney-Smith with 8 points. LaMelo has a LaMelo from deep, and that's off. The Hornets cannot find a bucket out here. Reed Shepard. Trey Mann nearly steals it. He gets the steal. Grant Williams, the Hornets get the ball. LaMelo has it. Heavy defensive pressure for LaMelo. Trey Mann for 3. The Hornets cannot buy a bucket right now. They can't buy a bucket. Here we go. Reed Shepard. Reed Shepard has it. They kick it back. Shepard back to Sangoon for 3, and that's off. Hornets get the rebound. Here comes Trey Mann. Trey Mann has it. He's crossing half court. Trey Mann kicks it to LaMelo. LaMelo from deep, and that is off. Crazy game going right now. Crazy game. Kalkbrenner and company. They got to get it together. Can the Charlotte Hornets secure this W? Hornets looking to do something after All-Star break. Let's see if they can do it. Shout out to Ryan Kalkbrenner, man. This center has been dominant for us, man. He's definitely been helping out in his absence, because he's missed a little bit of time, but he's everything that we've needed. We needed a center. That was a major calling card headed into this year, and we got to give Ryan Kalkbrenner credit because he's given us all of that. So we got to give him major props. Shout out to everybody who already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. We got the post-game report right now. LaMelo Ball live. Let's see what the Charlotte Hornets could do. This is a big game. This is a big game, ladies and gentlemen. The Hornets cannot get a stop. They can't buy no stops either. This guy, Reed Shepard, is cooking us right now. 13 points, 5 of 11 from the field. LaMelo has it. Picked up by Vinny Smith. Lamelo ball all the way to the cup. Melo kicks it to Kalkbrenner. Nearly turned it over. Melo from deep, and that's off. The Hornets are cold. They went cold. Hornets went cold. It's 91-84, 6:45 to go in the fourth. Sangoon kicks it out. Three ball. The Rockets can't score it, but it looks like it's a foul here. It's looking like the Rockets may have been called for a foul. They might want a challenge here. Look like we're going to a commercial break right now. What a game. What a game. Let's get to the stats. LaMelo Ball with 11.6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. He's been doing a little bit of everything. We like to see those points, get up a little bit more. But we got Brandon Miller tonight with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Kalkbrenner tonight with 12. Grant Williams chipped in today with 16 points. Con Knipple with 9 points. We also got to give props to the Houston Rockets because Houston has came out tonight and played some serious defense. Right off the jump, you've seen that the defensive pressure was a little bit different tonight. They upped the intensity. I seen that. So give major props to the Houston Rockets because they was going through a little bit of turmoil coming into this game in the first place. We have to acknowledge it was some issues going on. If you've seen, it was some chatter going on social media. And now you see, I'm looking at, it look like we're gonna get the debut of Kristaps Porzingis tonight. But nonetheless, give major props to the Houston Rockets, man. Because like I said, Kevin Durant, he got his little Twitter fingers going a little crazy where he may have spoke a little too crazy about one of his teammates. And that was Jabari Smith Jr. So tonight is looking like people have answered the call. Kevin Durant, in particular, 25 points. The man has 3 blocks. If you've seen some of the blocks, he caught one on Melo in the first quarter. He caught another one on not Grant. He caught another one on Brandon Miller. The one on Miller was crazy because he sat him down on that one. So I think that Houston established that they was going to play defense. Lamelo tonight was getting doubled. Brandon Miller was getting doubled. That's why you could see a little hit with their points. You don't see them just dropping crazy numbers. Look at Khan tonight, 9 points. So Charlotte did a lot. Houston did a lot. This is a game tonight where it would have been very beneficial if you would have had your key guys with you. If they would have had Miles Bridges, Diabate, that's what you need when you're going up against a team like this. This is just crazy. You need all your weaponry going up against this elite squad. We got to give props to the Houston Rockets. They looking to win the championship this year, and Charlotte, has pushed them and they've made them adjust. And you see, some adjustments made in this game prior to the one that they had in Houston, where the Charlotte Hornets completely ran them off the floor. Those young legs, really took a toll on them. Now you see today Kevin Durant moving his feet tonight. He's shuffling. He's out there. So let's see how this game shakes out. Shout out to all y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's Flight Sports. It's the post-game report. The Charlotte Hornets looking to win the game. Let me know what y'all think their chances are, because they probably wasn't the favorite tonight, despite them playing well. But let's see what happens. Hornets 26-29. Rockets 33-20. Let's go. We back with it. Charlotte nearly turns it over. Kalkbrenner is about to have a jump ball with Sangoon. This should be interesting. So Charlotte got to take care of that basketball. That's one of the things that I see that they're having issues with. Shout out to Nate. Jay, shout out to my man Music Mindset in the chat. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports. We live. This is the post-game report. LaMelo Ball and the Charlotte Hornets are looking to get this game. It's 91-84. Melo is going to the bench. It's 6:26 to go on the fourth. The rotations for Charles, is a little bit different. But let's see what happens. Let's see how this game shakes out. It's the Charlotte Hornets live. Kalkbrenner going for the jump ball. Let's see who secures it. Here we go. Big time game for the Charlotte Hornets tonight. Houston secures the rebound. Here we go. Reed Shepard has it. They kick it out. Sangoon all the way to the cup. And he scores it. Man, the Charlotte is in trouble. It's 93-84. Rockets, 11-2 run. This is how you close a game out, ladies and gentlemen. This is how you close a game out. Let's see if the Charlotte Hornets can secure this game. That's 93-84. And the Hornets went cold, y'all. The Hornets have went cold. Shout out to all y'all in the chat. We're going to get in the lines, Trey Mann just missed a damn three. The Hornets, the offense is crazy, though. Their shot selection, all of these things are just not good for whatever reason. Reed Shepard is cooking mid-range Reed, and that's off. KD might not even come back in the game. Oh, actually, is that KD? KD not even out there. Here we go. Miller has it. Miller for three. Miller looked like, did he get fouled? Yeah. Brandon Miller got fouled for 3 free throws. So the Hornets went cold. So I see the adjustments made here by the Houston Rockets. They took Kevin Durant off the floor so he don't have to go up and down with the Charlotte Hornets. I think that pace is very frenetic. And they got a lot of young guys out there right now to match up. So I see that's what Houston has done this game. They matching up. They got people out. They got young legs out there to run with these Charlotte Hornets. Kevin Durant is not even in the game. Kevin Durant still got his hoodie on. They trying to secure this game without him. They might be able to do it, especially where Kevin Durant look like he's coming in the game now to close. So this is tough. The Hornets are down big. It's not too big, but they got it's enough for the Houston Rockets to walk around smiling, and that's what's taking place right now. And then the Knicks getting their ass whooped. Man, this shit don't make no sense. Brandon Miller just hit the free throw. It's 95-85. It's Flight Sports TV. It's 95-86, 4:37 to go in the fourth quarter. Brandon Miller is at the line. Miller shooting 89% this season. He missed a free throw already. Miller don't usually miss free throws. There we go. Kevin Durant has it. KD in the mid-range. Back to Jabari. Jabari has the Hornets down 8. Jabari missed the Hornets get a break. Let's go. Salam with the rebound. Here comes Miller. Can the Hornets crack into this game? Here goes Sion. Sion all the way to the cup, and he scores it. Hornets down 6. Hornets down 6. 95-89. Can the Hornets secure this game? Let's go. There's a whole lot of basketball to be played. Here we go. Thompson crossing half court. They're surveying the landscape. They kick it to KD. Sion, we got a rookie on KD. This is ridiculous. Oh, my goodness. Houston, thank you. Charlotte get a break. They double KD. The ball moved, and they missed the three. Here goes Khan. Khan all the way to the cup. Good pass. Yeah, we got a foul right there. That's PJ Hall. PJ Hall going to the line. Good IQ there from Khan Knipple with the awareness to find PJ Hall in traffic while he was going down the lane. You know, that was a tremendous play. It's 3:29 to go in the fourth right now. Who will prevail in this game? It's the Charlotte Hornets live. You already know what it is. It's Flight Sports TV. Who will prevail in this game? Only time will tell. So he said we got two G leaguers on the court right now. Yeah, we definitely got to get our guys back. But you know, with Charlotte right now, with the culture that they're building, it don't even matter who on the floor. Let's see if they can secure this. We got two games running right now. The Knicks got no answer for Detroit. This is just trifling. This is just trifling. I'm sorry, y'all. It's trifling. Here we go. Charlotte down 4, 95-91. Here comes the Houston Rockets. KD has a 3:20 to go in the fourth. He's crossing half court. They like this matchup with Sion. I don't. Thompson with it. They kick it out to Sengun. Grant Williams on Sengun. They need to send some help. They got to send some help. Grant can't. Oh! PJ Hall just snatched his shit out the air. Good defense. Here goes Con Knipple. Con Knipple with the ball. Oh my goodness, he lost it. Fuck. The Charlotte Hornets blew the damn possession. Sengun has it back to KD. KD, mid-range. Water. It's 97-91. KD with 27 points. This is a tough game for Charlotte. They get a timeout. They won a timeout. They down 6. Melo likely coming back into the game. We shall see. This is crazy. Can Charlotte secure this game? I'm sitting here watching the New York Knicks. You got this guy Karl Anthony Towns trying to shoot 3-pointers against this physical team in Detroit. This guy Towns, he need to take his ass to the paint. Thank you. This dude goes to the paint with ease, but he want to shoot threes. That's not how you beat this team. You got to go to the fucking paint. You got Karl Anthony. This man. Well, let's get back to these Charlotte Hornets. Goddamn it, we're in the midst of a commercial break. The Hornets are slightly on the ropes right now. They damn near reeling. Time is not on their side. Let's see if they can scratch and claw back into this game. Only time will tell. But Melo tonight, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. They're going to need a lot more than that. Brandon Miller with 17 points. He's been picking up his production. He's got 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 12 points for Kalkbrenner. Grant Williams with 16. We're getting good production off the bench as well. Sion came in. Salon came in pretty well. PJ Hall is out there playing some good defense. He's doing things that's not really showing up in the stat sheet, but they're producing. Tonight we needed Miles Bridges. You know, this team is a little physical. They needed somebody else, and we don't have our other guy. And Miles, who could potentially put up 30, who could potentially put up 25 or something like that, and give you 10 rebounds. Miles was playing pretty physical prior to all of this. Miles was going to the paint. You know, you seen Miles dunking. He was finally figuring it all out, you know, mixing it up, going to the paint, shooting, and all that good shit. So let's see what happens. We got a game break right now. Let's see if Charlotte can secure this one. It's 97-91. Grant Williams with 16 points. 4 or 5 from the 3-point range. 6 or 9 from the field. 6 rebounds. This is major production. Major production, ladies and gentlemen. What are we getting from Grant Williams? Shout out to all y'all that's in the chat right now. It's Flight Sports. We got a great game going on right now for the people. Says Moose dominated the paint last time we played. Yeah. Give major props to Moose. Here we go. Con with it. Con Knipple all the way to the cup. They're kicking out to Grant Williams, and he's just toppled. Uh-oh, Grant Williams is hurt. He's holding that knee. Look like Grant Williams might. Okay. It was a scary look. Who knows if Grant Williams is good? That was crazy. He trying to walk it off. I hope he's all right. Let's see what happens with Grant Williams. He scared him. He scared me right there. I'm telling you, that shit was wild. KD mid-range. Water. They ain't giving the Hornets no mercy. Melo's not even back in the game. They're not playing Melo. See, that's what I'm saying. I think this is wild right here. They should have had Lamelo in the game. This is crazy. So we had a scare there from Grant Williams. Questionable rotations here for Charles Lee. Again, I just feel like Lamelo should have been back in the game. I don't know what the hell is going on. We got 2 minutes remaining. It's still enough time. Let's see if it is. You got to bring Melo back in. Shout out to T3 and D. No more Mason Plumlee either to help. No more KJ Simpson. Shout out to KJ getting picked up by the Denver Nuggets. It's always good to see how players. I wanted to talk about that yesterday, but I didn't have time to get to it. KJ did get picked out. Oh my goodness. I'm looking at Carl Anthony. Well, in the midst of this commercial break, I'm looking at Carl Anthony Towns shoot 3-pointers and shit. Carl Anthony Towns got to go to the paint. This don't make sense. They need to let his ass go. You either gonna go to the paint or just do that shit somewhere else. There we go. The Hornets have it. Lamelo back in the game. Let's see if it's enough time. Brandon Miller has it. Grant. Oh my goodness, this possession sucks. Grant scores a good play. It's 101-95. It's 138 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's not looking good. They need a lot of luck. There we go. Kevin Durant has it. They're about to run this clock out. See, what they did this game was they didn't really contain Kevin Durant. They let him just do whatever the hell he wanted to do tonight in Charlotte. Let's go. They need to go quicker. Brandon Miller has it. They get a stop. Sion for 3. That would have been a big shot. Brandon Miller for 3. That's all. Grant Williams with the rebound. Give it to Lamelo. Oh my goodness. Everybody touching the ball but Melo. This is why we having all these fucking problems. Thank you. Khan hit it. Okay. Hornets down 3. Hornets down 3, ladies and gentlemen. 101-98. Hornets down 3. They need a stop. Can the Hornets get a stop? Thompson with it. No timeout. Fans are on their feet. Now we get a timeout here from Houston. Give credit to Charlotte, scratching, fighting, and clawing into this game. God damn it, they have not quit, even though they probably should have. Houston thought the game was in the bag. They have to they have to score on this possession, otherwise Charlotte could potentially tie it. Charlotte need a lot of things to go right in their favor, but that's what it's looking like. Give credit to Charlotte, man. For continuing to fight. They have not given up. The Charlotte Hornets are in it, to win it. Con Knipple with a big three-pointer. It took a little bit longer than expected, but it is what it is. They got the bucket, so that's all that matters. Now, they used every second of the clock to get it, but they got it. Lamelo didn't touch it. I'm questioning that, but they get it to Con, the sniper, the shooter, the man who should have won the three-point shootout. Man, give credit to these Hornets, man. 101-98. Grant Williams tonight, major production. You're talking about a 20 ball for Grant. Con Knipple coming back alive into this game. This is what we want to see. 12 points for Con. Big 3 in the fourth. He was kind of cold. Melo flirted with Miss Triple Dub, 11, 7, and 7. 1 steal, 1 block. This is considered an off night for Melo, and he's damn near got a triple dub. This is how talented this man is. It's definitely a nail biter. We getting back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Reed Shepard inbound in the basketball. The Houston Rockets have it. 32 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 101-98. This is a big possession for Charlotte. This is the game. Here we go. Sangoon has it. 30 seconds. 9 seconds in the shot clock. 8, 7, 6. Kevin Durant has it. Picked up by Sion. Kevin Durant making his move all the way to the cup in the mid-range, and it's water. The dagger. Kevin Durant. 33 points. Here we go. Brandon Miller, 3 ball, and that's off. Grant Williams gets it. What is Charlotte going to do with this? Con Knipple has it. Con for 3, and that's off. Back to Con. And Con hits it. Uh-oh. We got a 2-point game. Charlotte is not quitting. Charlotte won't quit. Charlotte won't quit. It's 2 points. 103, 101. You know they're going to foul immediately. What happened? It looked like it was a timeout. Houston called a timeout. It's 103, 101. Charlotte. It says, well, KD just walked into, but still questionable coaching from Charles. Why do you have a rookie guarding Kevin Durant? Why is a rookie guarding Kevin Durant? This is why I'm saying this is crazy. You got a rookie on KD, undersized at that. Undersized rookie on Kevin Durant. We ain't got nobody else. I mean, damn, put Melo on him. I don't give a damn what the hell they're talking about. This is an undersized rookie trying to guard Kevin Durant in the clutch. That's a problem. So, I mean, this is crazy. Let's see what Charlotte going to do. This game ain't over. It's 103, 101. Who will prevail? What a game. This game going all the way down to the wire. All the way. It's 103, 101. 5 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the fourth. What a game. What a game, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. What a game. Here we go. Sengun inbound him. Foul immediately. Good play. Good play right there. Shout out to Dax. What's the deal, Dax? It's Flight Sports. You already know what it is. We live. Um, we headed down to the home stretch. It's 103, 101. Here we go. Sengun with it. Sengun with the inbound. Kevin Durant is fouled immediately. What's your thoughts on this game, Dax?
Well, everybody that's playing wanted to win, coming out to shoot after All-Star break. And it's like Hornets going to come up short. Big ups to Grant Williams for the way he played tonight. A couple of little mishaps from Con Knipple kind of switched the momentum of the game because Charlotte had the ball down 4 and Con Knipple turned it over. Durant come down here to shot up 6, and they really haven't recovered from that. Yes, they made a little small run and got it excited, but it never seemed like the Houston Rockets was going to lose this game after that gratuitous turnover from Con Knipple, down 4 with the ball, opportunity to be down 2 with the crowd hyped up, and it was a unfortunately, it was a missed opportunity. And Kevin Durant, first ballot Hall of Famer, took advantage of that.
Yes, most definitely. He continues to take advantages. 105, 101. 3 seconds remaining. But give credit to the Hornets. Their fight was tremendous. It just seemed like they was fighting against the clock. Khan did come up big. It didn't hit 2 threes, in the clutch. He hit back.
Well, the damage was done by then. That's why I didn't mention that, because the damage was done. They was trying to just hang on by the string of the chin of their hairs. But when they had the momentum, and it looked like Houston was going to relinquish the lead, that's when the turnover happened. And then that gave Houston a breath of fresh air, and Durant, hit the 2-pointer, and they went back up 6. So with that time, they're going back up 6. Charles Lee calls timeout. It was late in the 2-minute mark, and then now it's a battle of who can stop who, and the Hornets really haven't shown they can stop Houston basically all night, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, man, I agree with you. I mean, how big was missing Miles Bridges tonight? I think we needed him. And
most definitely. Melo didn't have a stellar game. Brandon Miller didn't have a stellar game either, nor did Khan. I mean, Khan made those couple of shots towards the end that kind of erased some of the bad memories for the first 3.5 quarters of basketball. But none of the big guns for the Charlotte Hornets really made any type of dividends, except you could say Grant Williams. I mean, he played an awesome game tonight, but outside of that, it wasn't really much punch from the Charlotte Hornets until that last 50 seconds.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, like I said, the Hornets fall officially tonight. Crazy game. Grant Williams balled out 105, 101. Houston, give props. Durant, 35 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks. They established defensive pressure early, and it paid dividends for them. So it's just tremendous.
And also, when the Charlotte Hornets was having difficulty with their offense, I thought Lamelo should have been put back into the game, but he wasn't. Charles Lee's decision. I just thought that you need all hands on deck. And when your offense is struggling like that, then you need somebody who could ad-lib just in case just in case the Rockets are up on what the Hornets are trying to do. Because when you kind of thwart the Hornets offense, if LaMelo's not on the court, there's not really much how can I say, freelancing going on. I mean, Trey Mann you might can say he can do it, but he doesn't make enough shots. So it's very difficult for me to understand when the Charlotte Hornets are struggling like that in these type of winnable basketball games, why the behavior of Charles Lee allowed LaMelo to not be a participant when it's captain obvious that he should be out there when they're struggling offensively. He wasn't in foul trouble. He wasn't turning the ball over. LaMelo had one foul, and he only had one turnover. So he was very efficient on both sides of the ball. So during that difficult period for the Charlotte Hornets to put the peel in the basket, I felt LaMelo probably should have been out there, and he could have just been creative. And it would have made it more difficult for the Houston Rockets defense to smother the Charlotte Hornets offense.
Yeah, most definitely, man. LaMelo Ball needed to pick up his play in this game. I thought that was a problem. What did you see of Melo in particular? That maybe the points didn't up, even though he damn near had a triple dub if you look at the stats, but points wise, it was pretty quiet.
Well, yeah, he was flirting with a baby triple dub, 11, 7, and 7, I think it was, or 11, 7, and 8, or something similar to that. It wasn't eye-popping. Even if you got a triple dub, I think it would have been underestimated anyway because it wasn't significant enough to get the win inside the high. LaMelo probably have some on his mind, he just had the recent accident. The victim did go to the hospital, so there's a lawsuit coming. That's basically automatic. I mean, the ambulance chasers probably
did you see
beat
that?
the victim to the hospital.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you see that? And a lot of people was talking about that. That was a big major conversation. Footage came out from the accident. What'd you think about it when you seen the video?
Well, I mean, it happens, Flight. I mean, it wasn't like LaMelo was drunk or intoxicated or inebriated or anything of that nature. Shit happens, somebody was at fault, and whoever was at fault, it was their bad judgment. Accidents happens every day. Just thank God that nobody was seriously injured. There was no deaths, and there was no serious property damage. Everything is, insurance can take care of all that remains. So that's the main thing, that there was no mayhem from that accident on either side. And the only reason why we call the person that went to the hospital a victim, not to say that it was LaMelo's fault. I don't know whose fault it was, but because they went to the hospital. So they was victim to the accident, not necessarily a decision made by LaMelo. I don't know all the details about it, but a lawsuit is coming. And I'm quite sure that once they draw up the suit, I'm sure LaMelo probably will settle and get it over with and move on.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It was definitely tough, but it is what it is. Shout out to Chuck Morris, Nate J84. The Hornets fall tonight. We are waiting some conversations from the coaching staff. They had their thoughts on what the hell had happened. But this was a tough game tonight for Charlotte. And they got a back-to-back tomorrow against a red-hot Cleveland team. Dex, this could be a 0-2 situation. What happens, does this linger into the next game? I mean, what happens now?
Well, I don't think that this call for dire straits. Kevin Durant was just spectacular tonight, and and he turned back the hands of time and went into his bag of tricks like Felix the cat. And now you're going to have a double-headed monster with James Harden and Donovan Mitchell. So they always had problems with Donovan Mitchell by himself. And now you got James Harden and the reawakening or the resurrection of Jared Allen. I mean, it doesn't look good, but they haven't jumped ball yet, so you don't know. I just think that even if they do go 0-2, there's nothing to be ashamed of because both of these teams that they're playing, huh?
So we got some words coming from Charles.
What were they doing on that end that made it difficult for you guys to, avoid those, 9-0 stretches, 11-0 stretches on their part?
Yeah, I agree with you. Our defensive execution all night was, pretty good. Obviously, never going to be perfect during a game, but I thought that for the most part, our defensive game plan and what we want to take away from the team and force them into, the guys executed that really well. The physicality needed on that end of the floor, limiting second chance points, getting to multiple contests on Durant jumpers. I thought we did a good job all night, and obviously it's a big one with about three guys with a hand in his face, and we know that kind of is like what he does down the stretch. But I thought versus Şengün, we made it tough on him, had to make these guys make some decisions versus our traps and double teams and stuff like that. And I thought the scramble around it was good. So like you said, defensively, a ton of positives. And then offensively, to your point, the second quarter, credit them. They went to more switching, and I thought that it just bogged us down a little bit early on, or anytime they had Şengün on the court, we're able to play pick and roll and play in the seam, and we have to make the right rim reads. I thought a couple times, we tried to force some dunks and looking for fouls, and they got 8 blocks on the night. So a couple times we could have had some kickouts, but for the most part, sharing the ball. But then when the red and they start switching, we got stagnant. And we got to do a better job of just trying to find that second action, that third action. And then the defense breaks down and it becomes a little bit easier to get a piece of the paint or get quality shots.
Talking about guarding Kevin Durant, we've seen Miles take that responsibility past couple of years. Talk about what you saw from Brandon Miller early, Sion, and then how much you missed Miles tonight.
Yeah, I'll start with, obviously we missed Miles, but I do think that our group all year has done a great job of just kind of rallying around the guys that we are missing, and we have a lot of depth. And so I think even in that first game, Brandon guarded them and had a block shot coming off a DHO early in the game, and Sion did a heck of a job in the first game and tonight, and Khan, same type of thing. So I think by committee, you got to try to wear him down. You got to try to deny some of his catches, make him tough. And like I said, I thought the shift activity around it all night was pretty good. The guys were connected and trying to get to some secondary contest or some stunts to make them pick it up or take another dribble. So I thought that the whole group did a good job.
The game that went down to the wire, I noticed some calls earlier in the game, physical plays at the basket that weren't called at all. Also, I know you guys were missing a few players. What was it that cost the game today? Was it those things? Was it their defense that tough, or your offense out of sync? What would you attribute the loss to tonight?
I think that it's, again, the second quarter, not being able to really score or create enough quality shots. And you end up with a 19-point quarter. Usually our offense is a little bit more dynamic. And as you saw, when they weren't switching, the ball's moving, people are moving. We're getting some really good looks either in the paint or from the three-point line. And some of those shots that we got from the three-point line, you're dusting off the cobwebs from All-Star break, but no excuses. I think that the physicality of the game is going to be there every night. And we got to do a better job of either finishing through the physicality or making the right read at the rim to make sure that you're not playing through a lot of hands and activity.
That was some words from Charles Lee. A lot of echoing statements I'm hearing is the missing of Miles Bridges and company. I'm hearing a lot of different things that I could attribute it to this game. The defensive pressure, all of the things that I was saying along with Dex. Charles Lee pretty much echoed these statements. Dex, what were some key takeaways from what you heard from Charles?
Oh my God, Charles is something else. I don't know what game he was watching, Maybe that's why they lost, because he couldn't have been watching the same game I was watching. They didn't do a good job on Kevin Durant. Where did he get that from? Kevin Durant was a one-man army. 35 and what do you have? 35 and 9, 35 and 8 with 3 blocks. He was a one-man army. So where did he get this Zion and Grant Williams thing from? Yes, if Miles Bridges was there, Miles probably can put a little weight on Kevin Durant, and Miles can make Kevin Durant play a little more defense. Grant Williams did, he showed up, and I can't take nothing away from Grant Williams, So, but Kevin Durant allowed that. I'll give you 16 if you give me 35. When you take that exchange, I would take that exchange. I'll give you, 20, excuse me. I'll give you 20 if you give me 35. That's a plus 15-point advantage. So I'll give you 20, Grant. But guess what? Give me 30, give me 35. And that's what happened. So, Charles, this is the thing I don't like. Dude, speak facts. Don't be delusional. Don't come in here with
We got more statements next. Here goes Grant Williams.
They did a good job of stagnating us. I think it was when they went to that 15 lineup, switching 1 through 5. We started playing a little bit of isolation basketball, and I think that they did a good job of being physical, steering guys into screens, and making guys have to play get those type of shots. We got to be more aware, I think, for us, especially in the second quarter and fourth quarter, just like when they do go to lineup, when we do face lineups like that, what beats it, the misdirection, the actions that made people think. And offensively, some of the shots just didn't fall. We got some good looks. So a little bit of everything, but I think that you got to credit to both sides. We got to be better from just a execution standpoint, and then they did a good job of executing their physicality and switch up the pace of the game.
There are a few possessions in that fourth quarter where you're guarding Şengün and it looks like Lamelo or someone else is shading over, and you're telling them after the possession, hey, let me just go solo, don't come off your man. Do you sometimes go against the game plan when you think, hey, I got this, don't kind of help me out in these possessions?
Fortunately, no, because it's not really against the game plan. I have confidence in my defensive ability. Şengün's a talented, very, very talented player, same with KD. But in those scenarios, in isolation, I feel confident back and forth. So it was more so just we kind of, I think, because they had the non-shooters on the court, like the Tate and the Şengün, I think that we overhelped in a way, and then it led to either that floater by Thompson, and then again the kick out to Dorian Finney-Smith in that following possession, just because I think because guys were helping, it led to Trey kind of helping the helper, and it led to wide open shots. So that's me just communicating to those guys, stay home. In situations, then make them beat me. I think that Charles has a confidence in me and a lot of our guys, but just the execution standpoint, we kind of lacked a couple times.
Grant, what did you think about Lamelo's accident yesterday? And as a leader on this team, did you have any sort of conversation with him?
I'm just so thankful he's okay. Number one thing, I don't know all the details of the situation, so it's hard for me to speak on it, but I'm just thankful that both him and the other party are healthy and safe. That's the number one thing for me. I don't think I had to have any conversations with him because I think we're so focused on today. But I didn't have much background information on it, so it's hard for me to speak on the actual incident.
The second quarter, Charles talked about how they started to switch more, and it messed up with your offensive rhythm, I guess. In the fourth quarter, you guys were able to keep this a close game due to the defense. Can you talk about what that lineup is giving you and how people like Trey Mann know, okay, I have to contribute on this side of the ball in order to, stay in the rotation here?
We have a great next man up mentality. Trey's taking the challenge of being a point of attack defender, but also not being a guy that people can call up into actions. I think that comes with a lot of strength in this league. I started my rookie year the same way. Every single time guys call me up and say, go against this guy. And it's a personal, growth stage. And also it's a pride thing.
where you get stops. And I think everybody is challenged in this group to guard. And I think we've done a phenomenal job of answering that call. We have executed defensive coverages. I think tonight, the reason why we're in this game is because, like you said, we hold these guys to under 25 points twice in 2 quarters and then 27 and 29. That's difficult to do in today's NBA. So we're committed to that end. We just have to be better, continue to play with pace, continue to trust the pass, and making the right reads on the opposite end.
Grant, you stepped up on the offensive end tonight. Do you feel because you were needed basically on that end of the ball?
Whatever was beckoning the call, the game flow kind of dictated that. I was getting some open looks. My teammates set me up. And then just trying my best to make an impact on the glass, get other guys involved. So I don't really think this, just, I feel like getting back to myself and knocking out shots while I know I can.
Grant, are you okay with how you kind of hold it after that?
Yeah, I'm fine. You have that shock factor a little bit too. First time you do something to it or hit it or something like that. So a little bit of that, just a little bit of pain. But we all go through it. This is part of the NBA. You're going to have the physicality. You're going to have to battle through nicks and bruises. So I'm prepared for it and I feel fine. So no worries. Thank you.
Well, Dex, you heard Grant Williams speak. He was asked about the accident, of LaMelo Ball. He was just speaking about that. He spoke about it, just happy that Melo was okay. What do you think about the accident being brought up and then obviously his analysis on the game?
Well, Grant Williams seemed to be more accurate than what Charles Lee spewed out on the podium and then ran back to the locker room. This game, their starters, meaning the Hornets starters basically matched the Houston Rockets starter blow for blow. It just, like I said, it was just Kevin Durant was just a one-man show. And every time the Hornets seem to get momentum, he thwarts that momentum with a nice shot. Sometimes wide open, sometimes contested. It's hard to really consider Kevin Durant being contested because he's practically 7 feet, right? And he can jump. So even though somebody's there, they so underneath him, he's just shooting right over the top of him. So is that really a contested shot? Because there's nobody that Charlotte have, if he's not being guarded by Colt Brenner, is tall enough to really get their hand at the height of the ball. Because we already know Kevin Durant has a decent reach, right? So I don't know if Brent Williams and Zion James really contested Kevin Durant because of their height and their lack of jumping ability to be able to get up in the air and meet the ball at some point in the height of the shot to detour or distract Kevin Durant and make him lose some
we got
concentration.
we got LaMelo Ball at the podium.
Get some offense going.
Pretty much exactly what you said. We just was a little lacking for real. We need to play with more pace, I feel like, and we was just a little stagnant.
Lamelo, what can you say about the car accident yesterday?
Unfortunately, just everybody cool, so just blessings. God is great. That's it.
Why did you leave the scene of the wreck?
Nah, you gotta check in on that.
Tonight, your shot didn't seem like it was there like it usually is. What do you think was the reason for that, if anything?
I feel like the shots was good, just missed them.
Do you think their defense was taking you guys out of the offensive rhythm?
Do I think their defense was taking us out of our offensive rhythm? They was playing aggressive for sure, but I feel like we could have handled that. We just some passes we didn't make, and then, like I said, I feel like we were just stagnant. Could have played with more pace.
You talked about playing with more pace. How does that happen? Is that off the inbound? You're getting over half court faster?
It's all five. Just all five running. Everybody running. Looking to, run.
How were you not made aware that the other person asked them was also okay? I know she did something.
Oh, no, I seen her get straight out the car.
Can you put into words the last 24 hours with you, how it's been emotional for you to have to deal with that and then come here and play a game tonight on top of that?
I'm just alive, blessed for him. So God is great, like I said.
That was LaMelo Ball's press conference. Real, short and brief when it comes to Melo. Yeah. They're trying to get they're trying to get some bits and pieces, I guess, on that action.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, what did you?
I'm
take
quite
away
sure
from
he
that?
had this. He was probably pressed to speak to the media based on the fact that the accident was so recent during All-Star break. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's trying to get a piece of LaMelo to see if he was just being frivolous during the All-Star break outside of the Puma and Puma Hoops events that caused his accident. And like I said, LaMelo is media savvy more than most people think, and he's not going to give you anything, especially when there's a potential legal battle hanging over his head. Not as far as criminal, but as far as civil. So he's not going to give anything, anything to the media to that nature. You notice that in the Ball in the Family podcast, they didn't even mention nothing about it. So unless they recorded it prior, but a lot of stuff they was talking about seemed like it was in the moment. But nevertheless, I mean, that happened. We seen what went down, and we just wait for the ultimate outcome and then go from there. Like I say, the main thing, nobody was seriously injured. Both parties will live to see another day, and nobody was maimed. There was no mayhem. Nothing disgusting or gross happened from it. It was just an accident that happened. That could happen. I mean, I banged my Porsche. Somebody banged me. You follow what I'm saying? So my car been in a few accidents. It might not look like it because of insurance. Insurance gonna take care of that. That's that AAA insurance I got, and it's gonna take care of it. It's gonna make my car look brand new again. That's why you pay for the insurance you have and the coverage you have, just in case of an accident or an incident that may befall you. And like I said, one time it was my fault because I'm on the freeway, and you know how LA traffic is. It's bumper to bumper, and I saw an opening. I'm in a Porsche. What do you think? I gotta rev it up. This car costs a whole lot of money. Let me rev it up and take an advantage of what I got up under the hood, right? So I burst speed to try to get into that little crack, and the car in front stopped because the traffic stopped in that lane, and I bumped into him because I couldn't stop. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Banged the front end of my car, and I was like, oh my God. So I wanted to make sure he was okay, because by me hitting him in the back, in California, if you get hit in the back, it's automatically the person's fault that hits you if you get hit in the back. And you guaranteed at least $10,000. If you go to the doctor a couple of times, wear a neck brace, you guarantee $10,000. The insurance company, that's what they're going to shoot at you. $10,000 and settle. And that's what they did. I mean, they didn't tell me if they settled or anything. But the guy wasn't hurt, because the bump was only probably about, 8 miles an hour. But that 8 miles that I accumulated was a burst. You know what I'm saying? Like, whoop, boom. It was like that. So, yeah, 8 miles don't seem hard. But when it's burst like that and with no brakes, you follow what I'm saying? He could have claimed whiplash. So anything can happen. And I'm a pretty careful driver. I have a CDL. So I have to be a very, very cautious driver, because that affects my license, and my license is worth tens of thousands of dollars. You follow what I'm saying? That's a valuable piece of plastic that I carry with me all the time. Plus, it carries weight. If I get pulled over by the cops in my car, and when I brake and show them I have a CDL, they'd be a little more understanding, a little more lenient, because they know that a simple ticket can jack off my CDL. So those are things that just happens, Flight. So I'm not even worried about that. I don't even pursue that with LaMelo Ball, because it was just a ticky-tack accident. And we see signs all over the highway, and in the metropolitan areas, if you have a little accident, just put it over to the side and exchange information and let the traffic move on. Don't leave it in the middle of the highway unless you can't move the vehicle. But if you can move the vehicle, just move it to the side, exchange information. You don't even have to call the police on most incidents. But that was a little more than a fender bender because a wheel was off, and it looks like there was some pretty good damage to the other car. So it is what it is. But back to the game. You know, the Charlotte Hornets matched the Houston Rockets blow for blow. Their starters matched Houston's, and the only thing that separated heads and shoulders was Kevin Durant. Because when you look, Charlotte had all 5 starters flight in double digits, led by Grant Williams. All 5 of their starters had double digits in a highly contested game. So that's production, but some of that production some of that production was too little, too late, because it came at the juncture of the game where the Houston Rockets had the momentum and they was up by several possessions. They was up by several baskets. So when the Charlotte Hornets did make their run, the Houston Rockets bend, but they didn't break. But all in all, hey man, you can't be mad at what Charlotte did tonight because they matched them bucket for bucket. The only thing that really highlights to me of tonight's game flight is that Lamelo was out during a juncture of the game that I felt he should have been in because the Charlotte Hornets offense was stagnated and you needed a creator out there to disrupt the things that Houston was doing because Lamelo can go off script and still be successful. And the Knippel turnover that was negatively impactful against the Hornets because they had the ball down 4 with the crowd and the wind of the Hive at their backs. And then once that turnover happened, here come Superman Durant. Quiet the crowd. No more oohs and ahs. It's all about, and he hit that bucket and they went up 6. So that gave Udoka and company breathing room because Charlotte Hornets were struggling. It wasn't like they was matching bucket for bucket. Charlotte Hornets were struggling. And it was a hustle of Grant Williams who was imitating Musa Diabate and hustling for the offensive rebounds and giving Charlotte a second chance to make a bucket. So that's why I say hats off to Grant Williams, man. I mean, I hope he continues to play like this, Charlie hustle, because if he do, Charlotte Hornets will still be dangerous with or without Musa and Miles if Grant Williams continue to play like this. Lamelo Ball didn't have a really good game. Brandon Miller really didn't have a really good game. Knippel really didn't have a good game. He came on strong towards the latter portion of the game when it was, I think it was like 40-something seconds left. He come hit a couple of threes, got the crowd going, gave hope to the Hive. But like I said, it was a little too late. If they could have got that going a little earlier in that quarter, that fourth quarter, they probably could have won this game. They only lost the game really by 1 possession flight.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's trifling. I'm sitting here watching the Knicks game. I'm just disgusted. I had 2 games going at once, but back to these Charlotte Hornets, man. Listen, it is what it is. They got to get their guys back. Tomorrow they got the Cleveland Cavaliers, so this easily could be tough. I see a lot of Lonzo talk going on in the chat. It is what it is. We can get to that shortly. But Lonzo will be back in the NBA, point blank, period. So laugh now, cry later. It's still a little bit of time left too, so I'm not sure the deadline has approached for anybody to pick. I gotta double check that. But if he doesn't get picked up, by the end of this situation, a lot of these teams are headed to the postseason. So maybe next year, starting training camp, he can get an opportunity somewhere. But I do feel Lonzo has a lot more to talk about. I mean, a lot more to play, but I have a lot of things to talk about involving Lonzo. So just be very patient. My man in the chat, Mr. Boy says Lee seems to drop the ball in back-to-backs with his micromanaging instead of focusing on task in hand. I thought that Melo probably was out a little longer than expected. I wish probably they would have brought Melo in a little sooner, but it is what it is. They lost, so just chalk it out, bro. What you think, Dex?
Well, anytime the commentator highlights it, and he highlights it like he's kind of bewildered, and especially if it's Dale Curry, right? Because not only have Dale Curry seen a lot of basketball, Dale Curry has played a lot of basketball. And Dale Curry has imparted a lot of basketball unto his sons. So when he sees something that looks aberrant and he's kind of befuddled, like, hey, why LaMelo's still on the bench? When you say stuff like that, then you have to worry, you have to wonder what the hell is going on, right? Because this is not the normal flow on how you manage a game with a player of LaMelo stature. And I've been barking this for the longest, and a lot of, well, I won't say a lot because I can't measure it, but there has been backlash towards me because of Charles Lee and his micromanaging and his ego. And like I said, all you got to do is keep watching and you will see it, because I don't care how I feel about a player. Your job is not to get personal. Your job is not to get emotional to the point where it affects wins and losses. You can get emotional after the event, right? After the event horizon, you can get emotional. But during, you have to be steady. You have to be focused. You have to be diligent. And you have to be calm. Because you're not only fixing yourself in that moment, you're directing 15 to 17 other minds to all think alike for the betterment of the team and for the enhancement of the organization. And I'm quite sure when LaMelo was on that bench, I don't think the team was thinking alike. I don't think I think the team, because if I was part of the team, I was like, damn, why LaMelo's on the bench? He needs to be out there. We can't buy a bucket. I mean, if we was on a wheel of fortune and we say, if we spin the wheel and say, give me a bucket, and they say, there's no bucket available. So you have to put someone that's of quality in the game. And PJ Hall is not it. I mean, I'm sorry. You follow what I'm saying? Zion James is not it. Tijon Solana is not it. You have to put in LaMelo Ball. You have to put in your player that you say you got the most confidence in. Maybe you don't have the most confidence in. You have to put in that player that you believe can get the job done. Maybe you don't think LaMelo can get the job. I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, man, I feel you, man. This is ridiculous. Man, the Knicks should be ashamed of themselves, man. I'm sorry, man. This is just ridiculous. You know, they just completely lost their defensive identity. This shit is just trifling when I'm watching. Oh my, these niggas is dancing on these niggas right now. Oh my God. This shit is ridiculous, y'all. Man. The Charlotte Hornets, man, they're gonna be all right. But tomorrow's gonna be a big game. But the problem is they're missing so many players. I think that, oh wow. Man.
The Knicks are cooked. Like,
yeah, this is crazy what I just said.
if you need a trauma moment, I mean, we understand.
Because I'm watching, they couldn't get no rebounds. They gave Cade Cunningham 4 opportunities to hit a big ass 3-pointer on him. Who the hell does this dude got in the game? This nigga laughing after Cade hit a 3. They need to ship his ass out of New York. Who the hell is this dude with all this colorful hair in his head? Oh my goodness! Oh, we gotta get the Phoenix is in the house. What's going on with the New York Knicks, man?
Nah. But I came in for a different reason. Yo.
Oh my God.
Hey, man. Scott wanted me to ask the question. He wanted me to ask: Is Zoe still in the league?
Listen, man. We going here. See, I was gonna wait till Saturday, but listen. Phoenix in the house. Listen, man. This is ridiculous, man. You know, Lonzo Ball is not currently in the NBA right now. He's a free agent, waiting to be picked up. He just got cut. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
Wow, it is what it is, huh?
Well, he didn't get cut. I should have never said that like that. He was traded to the Jazz. The Jazz, you know, basically, you know, released him, if I'm not mistaken. Or I'm not even sure what the hell's going on with that. But Rich Paul is working on the next steps for this man.
So are you finally willing to admit in front of your audience that this man is a bust?
No, I mean,
all these years later.
No, I can't say that. I can't say that. Like I said, this Saturday, we're gonna be bringing back the Lonzo Ball debate with an absolute hater. You know, so
what is wrong with you?
Make sure y'all buckle up, ladies and gentlemen. But let me tell you something right now. Lonzo Ball will return. You know, y'all know how y'all do. Y'all laughing now.
He'll return to what? What do you mean?
Listen, they counted Lonzo Ball out just about, a year or two ago.
He is out. He's out of the league. What are you talking about?
No, he's not.
He's at home with Jello.
No, he's not out the
league. Playing 2K.
Lonzo will be back. You know, these injuries, you know, bit him in the ass. But what I will say is this: Cleveland was a bad stop. I wish Lonzo never went to Cleveland. That was a terrible stop. It was a terrible stop.
Every stop was a terrible stop. What are you talking about?
Definitely Cleveland. And
this man has been totally irrelevant.
And you see now, he basically he didn't really get to be able to play his game in Cleveland. He was the scapegoat. You know, we all know this. And now Cleveland looks like they're going to be on the horizon. But I don't see Cleveland doing anything. You know, despite whatever they pulled, it's not going to work. You know, it's not going to work.
It's not about Cleveland. It's about Lonzo, and it's about Lamelo too. Yo, how many years he's been in the league? What is Charlotte doing? They drafted old boys.
Slow down. Now, Charlotte is happening to be in the play-in right now.
In the play-in? What do you?
Yes. Bro,
this is LaMelo Ball.
I understand, but that's good for him. You got to crawl before you walk. These guys was in the cellars for like the last couple of years. Now they're back.
How many years?
Shit, I ain't gonna lie. I lost. It was a 2 or 3 that they've been playing like shit. You know, it felt like forever. But
when they drafted old boy from Alabama, what did you and Dex say?
No, he played well. He's dealt with some injuries, but this guy Con Knipples seemed to be the difference maker. You know,
you have a lot of excuses, man. You have a lot of excuses for people.
They drafted Con. You know, you see them on the up and ups.
You keep saying that, but yo, when do they get to a point where they're actually a winning team? They're in playoffs. They're competing for championships. These dudes that they drafted, the Balls or whoever, they don't equate to winning.
Let's go. Right, man. Wait a second. Man, like I said, listen, man. They're gonna be all right. Charlotte, it's gonna be this season, right? If they get to the play-in, they should be okay. I think that's going to springboard them, especially if they get to the playoffs. That's just springboard them into the playoffs to be a consistent playoff team.
Are you
What that
serious?
happens.
Are you
Yeah,
saying this
yes,
with a
that
straight
happens.
face? Are you saying?
Yes, because when teams get to the postseason, they usually continue to be in the postseason. Ain't that right,
What do you
Dex?
mean when teams get there? What do you mean? They don't get there. What are you talking about?
Phonics.
Dex ain't got nothing to say.
Phonics. Relax,
Yeah, what up?
Phonics.
You're in trouble now. You're in
No.
trouble now, Phonics.
Oh my God, Phonics ran.
He must have some connection. He'll be back.
He ran. That was a dastardly act, Phonics.
I'm
You
telling
get up
you.
here, you try to berate flight. I'm here to give some perspective, and then you dash off. That was very dastardly of you. And I'm shocked from the Bronx Bomber himself. We'll run off when things get a little etchy. Yeah, you better come back, Phonics, because I was about ready to put one in
I'm
your
back.
paws.
I'm back.
But listen, no,
that was
Phonics, listen, check this out, Phonics. The Charlotte Hornets is competing. I mean, shouldn't we celebrate that? They're in the play-in right now. The play-in starts tomorrow. The Charlotte Hornets will participate in the 83rd game. And I think that's something should be commended because we done seen Charlotte look like boo-boo for a few years now. And Lamelo in and out the lineup because of injury. Lamelo has been practically a mainstay. And the Charlotte Hornets is in competition with the Atlanta Hawks for the lower portion of the play-in. And if you want to add the rest of the teams, Orlando and Miami, I mean, it's up for grabs. The 7th seed is up for grabs.
I totally agree. I don't know, Phonics, you there?
Dex, you're embarrassing. Dex, you're embarrassing. Y'all let him speak. Dex, you're embarrassing. You should be
Oh my
ashamed of
God, here we
yourself.
go.
You have the lowest standards. I've never heard a man with such low standards for a team or a player he supports. Lamelo was a bust too. Not the Ball family, it's the Bust family.
I disagree with that. I got to disagree with that.
You've been disagreeing for years, but you've been proven wrong every single time. Because
said
after all the
LaMelo's a
support that
bust.
you
That's
pour back,
crazy.
what you mean? What does he let that team to? Losses? It ain't been wins. They are irrelevant. This man just said they're at the bottom with the Hawks. The Hawks are bottom feeders too. They're irrelevant. They're nothing. So what are we talking about here?
But Phonics, listen, Phonics, history is best rewarded. I mean, history is best qualified to reward one research. If you
you're
look
trying to
at
use
the
Elijah
Oklahoma
Muhammad's
City
statement, say it right. Happy
if
Savior's
you
Day,
look
by the way.
Thank you. And Ramadan Mubarak. And listen, Phonics, if you look at the history of the OKC Thunder in recent years, not the Kevin Durant years and the Russell Westbrook years, but in recent years, the OKC was down, right? They wasn't even playing. They wasn't even a playing team at one point. And then they became a playing team, and then it became a serious contender, and then they ended up winning a championship. And their guy that people was writing off, remember they was writing off Shea. Maybe the OK gave away too much for Shea. You follow what I'm saying? They was writing off Shea at one point, and Shea rose up to be an MVP and a champion and MVP of the NBA Finals. So
are you serious
it's too
right now,
early
man?
to tell. It's just too early to tell. I wouldn't say LaMelo's a bust.
How long has he been
because
in the league?
LaMelo. Hold on. Let me explain. Because when LaMelo was fairly healthy, his sophomore year, right? Because we already know his rookie year, he missed half the season, even though he got rookie of the year. But his sophomore year, where LaMelo bounced back, he helped lead the Charlotte Hornets to a play-in game, even though they got wiped by Atlanta and he didn't play that well, but he still was available and led him to a play-in game. Now he's available again. Between that one play-in game, Phonics, and now LaMelo had a few etchy seasons because of injury. Now he's been a mainstay, and now they're back in play-in contention. So that right there should be a bust because his presence alone at least get you in a play-in. All they need is a little more, talent, and they might can go further. Like what happened with the OKC Thunder, they got a little more talent.
Why
They
are you
went further
comparing them to the OKC Thunder? Stop being
because it's
disrespectful and
similar.
disingenuous. Stop it. No,
Because
it's
it's
not.
similar.
It's
It
nowhere
is
near
because
the
OKC. No,
similar.
listen. Go back 4 years ago. OKC Thunder was in the dungeon.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander he's a superstar. LaMelo Ball is a bust. There is no
No, but see,
comparison.
you're not
Stop
being
it.
realistic. You're not being
No,
realistic.
you're
You're being
not being
delusional,
realistic.
and
No.
you're being
Shea
delusional on
Gilgeous-Alexander's a
purpose.
champion. He's a champion. LaMelo Ball will never be a champion. What are you talking about?
You can't say never. The man is still alive.
I'm saying never. He's a bust, and you know you don't want to admit it. That's
No,
the
I
thing.
would never
Why do you-
admit that. Why would I admit that when I just gave you a
Because you got
snippet?
stake in that.
A snippet
You got
of
some type
his.
of.
No,
You got
no,
stake
there
in
you
that
go.
family,
There you
man.
go. There you
Yeah,
go.
you do.
Listen,
You have to.
I gave you
You have to.
a synopsis of his early tenure with the Charlotte Hornets that showed that he can't. How's he gonna be a bust? When he
You are
came
not
in, he
honest
was
with
very
yourself or the
successful.
listeners.
Only reason why LaMelo have basically regressed in competitiveness is due to the fact that LaMelo has been injured.
I don't want to hear
Once
that. Your best
LaMelo have
ability is
shown that he
availability.
has
That's not my
healthy,
problem. Nah, that's not my problem. That's not the team's problem. Your best ability is availability. Nobody cares about that, Dex.
I
Sorry.
agree.
Sorry.
That's
It's not going to work.
listen. Now you come in full circle. I agree. That is exactly right. So if he wasn't available, how can you call him a bust? You only can
He's
call
a
him a bust if
bust.
he's available. Hold on,
No,
Phonics. You only call him a bust if he's available and non-productive.
Nah,
That doesn't match with LaMelo. You
That's
can't put those two
no.
words
That's
together.
your measuring stick because you want to stay
Oh my
on the
God.
Ball family's good graces. He's a bust and his brother's a bust. He gonna be home with Jello too, playing 2K. That's how that's gonna go.
You and Sky trying to
Nobody's
double
going
team.
anywhere.
Sky,
Lonzo,
you ain't worth.
ain't gonna double
Sky,
team.
you ain't worth dried up doo-doo, Sky. You see that, Phonics? You see Scott? He ain't worth dried up doo-doo.
Take that BBB shirt, cut it up, and wipe down your car with it after you wash it. Because that's what it's worth. I wouldn't put it on. It's a rag. That's what it is. It's a
Listen,
rag.
Sky is just upset that the Pelicans is falling apart right before his eyes. And Zion,
He's
who
a
I
bust.
like Zion, and
He's a bust, too.
Zion is the head of the ship. Everybody else is gone, right?
Yeah,
They
he's
done
a bust
shipped
too.
everybody away and kept Zion, and the Pelicans is just falling apart.
He's a
And Sky
bust
is
too.
mad about that.
Look, man.
He might be, but he's a realist though. I bet you he'll come on here and say that old boy is a bust. You don't want to admit that your guy's a bust, and you know they are. Lonzo Ball, what, third, fourth team? Now that he's at the house. Number 1 pick in the draft. He was his jersey was supposed to be in the Raptors. So said Magic. He was going to do this and do that. He ain't done nothing.
All
But look
I
at his draft class,
y'all had
though.
to make, and I had to put the BBB shirt on because I was talking about BBB like this, bro. You know, this is
Wow.
ridiculous. Big ball. Listen, wait a minute. Before we start playing about Big Baller Brand, homage needs to be paid. LeVar Ball just opened up the first ever, store in LA. The Big Baller Brand
Chino
store.
Hill. It's in Chino Hill.
Pardon me, in Chino Hills. Not too far from Los Angeles. Shout out Dex. And this is a major story. Mind you, he's gonna run the podcast, the Big Baller Brand, the Big Baller Podcast will be launched right out of there. You could buy merchandise. This brand is expanding globally, internationally, domestically. So I just don't want people to think Big Baller Brand is some fucking joke. You understand? This shit is expanding.
It's a joke, people. It's a joke.
Dex, what's your thoughts on Big Baller Brand? Because these people really
Well,
need to be
I got plenty of Big Baller Brand gear, and I enjoy every piece of linen that I purchase. And I don't have to buy it. I buy it because I want to. I don't buy it because it's a trend or whatever. Once I went to his warehouse and saw the material of his clothing line, that material.
Made by
It doesn't matter. Well, Louis
What are you
Vuitton's
talking
in
about?
China. Everybody's in China. So what are you talking about?
I don't wear Louis Vuitton, but Louis Vuitton is high dollar stuff. Here you go.
But
again, being
everybody's in
disrespectful.
China. Prada, everybody's in China or India. So what are you talking about, dude?
Right.
the textile
Those are
industry of the
real.
world. So you're not saying
Those are
anything.
real clothing brands. Those are respectful.
Oh,
Nobody
now
wants
they're
to
real
wear
clothing brands.
BBB.
No, you was trying to diminish by
BigBallerBrand.com.
saying China. He was trying to diminish it by saying China. Jordan is in China.
It still is.
Everybody's in China. What is this dude talking about?
Stop being disrespectful. Don't put him in the same breath as MJ or his clothing line. How dare you? It's a big baller bust. That's what it is. Nobody buying that stuff, man. Get out of here. I wouldn't even work out in that stuff. Like I said, I use it to dry my
But
car.
I don't
after I
buy.
wash
Listen,
it.
I don't buy my clothes because other people buy the clothes. I'm not moved by trend. I mean, I was like that when I was younger. I was moved by trend, but I'm not moved by trend now. I buy what I want to buy.
You
I go to
shouldn't be.
Ross and buy shit. I
You
go to
should-
Marshall
You
and buy
shouldn't
shit.
be.
Or I go to Gucci and buy shit. If I like it,
You're
I'm
not.
gonna buy it.
You're
If I
going to
don't
big
like
baller.
it, I'm gonna pass on it.
Nobody likes big baller brand, so everybody's.
So it
passing
doesn't
on
matter with me.
This man,
I'm too old. I'm too old to be moved by trends. Oh
and you're
shit!
too old to be
Flight took his hat
capping,
off.
and
My
you're too
God,
old to be
how
a fan,
bold.
and you're too old to be a fanboy for 20-something-year-old busts. Stop being a fanboy for them. You know they're busts, and I don't know why you don't want to admit it, man. They have
Well,
not proven anything
I
in the
don't.
NBA
I don't know
since they've been
why.
in the
I don't know
NBA.
why. I don't know why you. I don't know why you've been an agitator towards Big Baller Brand and his children. You what you should do, Phonics, is just kick back and enjoy the ride.
The ride
Yeah,
is
we saw
over.
that MJ video. That MJ video was misleading. You know, people jumped on MJ because I guess because of the camera angle, but that was very misleading. Michael Jordan was
Dex,
trying to
stay
help
on
the young
topic.
man. Matter of fact,
Stay
the
on
young
topic. We
man
don't need.
is the son. I'm answering to somebody in the chat. The son
Yeah, I know you
of
want to
the
get on
winner of the
topic.
Daytona 500 that gave Michael Jordan the only black owner to ever win Daytona 500, and it happened in Black History Month. So what a
Oh,
coincidence!
LeVar told
So
him,
yeah,
better get
we
off
don't
my
want to
son.
tarnish that. We definitely don't want to tarnish that. So yeah, that was just people making much of nothing, just a bunch of loose kerfuffle about Michael
I can't wait
Jordan
to this. I can't
fondling
wait
the
to this
child. That's
ESPN. I
ridiculous.
can't wait to this. I can't wait to this ESPN 30 for 30 come out about the big baller bus. Man, I can't wait. Boy, I'm gonna have my
Well, I mean,
popcorn
you
for
know,
that one.
listen, that's your
It's gonna be
opinion.
great.
You have your opinion. All I do is put my money where my mouth is. So who you
But
like?
then,
Heel
you
figure?
broke.
You like Troop?
You
That's
broke. If
that's
you
the
betting on
fashion you
them,
like? Heel figure and Troop?
this man went back to the 80s. This man said Troop.
I'm
Where do you
just
find
saying
Troop at now,
that's what you
Dex?
sound
This
like.
ain't 1988.
That's what you
Dex, this
sound like.
nigga said you broke. What is he talking about?
This ain't 1988. This man said Troop.
Listen, you know what my last paycheck was this week?
What's that?
$4,987.67 in 1 week of work. That don't
I
sound
beat.
broke to me.
Hey,
So
I beat you,
so
Dex.
so if I
I
keep
beat you.
that up, hold on. If I keep that up, that's almost 5,000 a week. I will make 20,000 this month. I mean, yeah, for the month. So do that
Hey,
sound broke?
IRS. Hey, IRS, you heard that?
I pay. Hey, listen.
Because
One
he ain't
thing
mentioned
about me, I
nothing
pay my
before or after
taxes.
taxes. You heard that, IRS?
No, that's before taxes. That's before taxes.
Mm.
No, that's my net, not my gross. I gross
Oh,
over
okay.
10.
Lonzo
Oh,
Ball
okay.
I
debates
gross like
come
9. I
back
gross
this weekend,
9,000,
ladies and gentlemen.
and
Buckle
I'm
up.
taking home about 49. So that. Don't call me broke. Don't do that. And if you want me to prove it,
You gotta work like
I
a
put my pay stub on the screen. I ain't gotta lie to kick it.
you working like a slave for that, ain't you, Dad?
Well, you know, I got bills to pay. You know, when you live in a major city, you should know what I'm talking about because you left. You left New York. But when you live in a major metropolitan like New York, LA, Houston, Chicago,
Where does Lonzo live?
you
Never mind you. We don't care about you in your life. Where does Lonzo live? We don't. Oh, he's in LA, right?
Lonzo
Because
live
he
in
ain't
LA.
playing for
Lonzo live in
nobody.
LA.
Yeah, he back home. He
Lonzo
ain't
bought a
playing for
house a couple
nobody.
years ago.
Yeah, he back home. He
Lonzo
ain't
live in
playing for
LA.
nobody. Everybody else either home or on the road with their respective teams. He ain't playing for nobody. Never mind you. Nobody cares about you. We're talking about the bus.
No, but you
Stay
called me
on
broke. I
topic,
have to
Dex.
defend myself. I
didn't say that. Flight said that. Flight said
Oh,
that. I don't
my
care if you're
bad.
broke or not.
I'm sorry, Phonics. I'm sorry. And you still owe me $20.
I don't care if you're broke
And
or
if I
not.
was broke, Phonics, if I was broke, I'd be on your helmet for that $20.
Get it from Lonzo. How about that?
Now you said somebody broke. You said now you broke. You said now you said that. Oh,
Get it
man,
from
that's
Lonzo.
okay,
Yeah,
A big boy.
Phonics is a pessimist. He's a negative agitator.
He's still spending that
I just want
Chicago
y'all
money.
to. I just want y'all to change the direction of this show, man, and stop talking about these busts, man, because it's very shameful at this point. They have not brought you any championships, no all
Well, bring us
NBAs, no
content. If you
multiple
want
All
us to change,
Stars.
bring the content for change. Bring the content with you.
Yo, you got what? How many other teams in the NBA? You got how many of this? You got real superstars.
Well, you can talk
not
about them,
busts.
Phonics. You can talk about them. You can come up here and talk
You
about
can
any
too.
team you want.
You can
That's
too.
what I'm talking about. I like to talk about the Hornets. I like to talk about whoever Lonzo playing for. And I like to talk about the
Why?
Lakers. Those
Why?
three things I like to talk about on Flight Sports TV.
But nobody is
I
winning at a
did
high
like
level,
talking
so
about the
why?
Pelicans. I used to like talking about the Pelicans, but I don't
What the
like talking about
Lakers
them
doing,
anymore.
Phonics? The Lakers
Because
doing anything?
Sky will come up and defend the Pelicans. Sky's in the bushes.
Now, the Lakers ain't going to do anything. They ain't going to do anything either. They're relevant, too. Nobody's thinking about the Lakers.
LeBron,
Nobody takes them serious.
What about LeBron? He might leave next year. They're talking about him going back to Cleveland.
He should leave. What's the point of him staying there? They're not winning another
Only way
championship.
LeBron go back to Cleveland if he's going to retire. But according
What
to
the hell is Luka
LeBron,
going to do?
listen, according to what LeBron said in LA media, that he wants to retire a Laker.
LeBron said that shit everywhere, though. You gotta listen to what LeBron saying.
Okay.
You gonna say all that shit till it's time. Yeah, I'm gonna take my talents back to such and such.
Okay.
Man, my concern is the Knicks, man. You know, Phonics, we talk about
Well,
all these.
I mean, the Knicks got plummeted.
Man. Yeah,
the Knicks got plummeted.
The Knicks, man.
Phonics is dealing with trauma.
You got no answer for Detroit. None. This nigga Cade was.
I told you that, Flight. Didn't I tell you that?
42.
It's a mismatch nightmare.
Mad assists. So he put up like 12 something assists.
But Detroit is Phonics' new team now, right? Phonics.
Yeah,
man, I'm a Knicks fan, man.
Yo, Detroit
you don't
is
like
hot.
Detroit?
I mean, no. Why would I like Detroit?
You don't wear
I'm a
no
Knicks fan.
Detroit gear? You don't wear no Piston gear
I
out
don't wear
there?
any. No
I
Pistons,
could
no
have sworn on
Lions,
Facebook
nothing.
you had a Piston jersey. You had a Rick Mahorn
Never.
Piston jersey.
Well, I can't fuck
Never.
around. No, nah. I can't fuck around with the Hawks.
I'm
There's
loyal
no
to the
way.
soil, homeboy.
There's no way. I could maybe fuck with the Falcons, but not the Hawks. I told somebody.
No, I'm
that
loyal to the
day,
soil, man.
I can't do nothing with the Hawks.
Well,
I've lived
how
in
you
quite a
feel
few
about
places. I
Detroit?
ain't
Do
never
you
root
think
for
the
their team.
Knicks could beat Detroit in a playoff series?
Yeah,
Phonics.
Detroit is going to come down. Yeah. Yo, they riding high right now. That's not going to continue. That doesn't happen for Detroit teams. You've seen how the Lions fell. It always happens like that. Yeah, it's coming.
No,
It's
something
coming.
different. They bullying.
Nah,
these
nothing different. Ain't
people.
nothing
Detroit
different. And
Detroit might win it
they
all.
not even tough.
Nah, they're not
Yo,
gonna
when
win
they
it all.
had that little when they had that, yeah, they ain't gonna win it all. Yo, when they had that scuffle, Cade Cunningham ain't do nothing. You the leader of the team. It's the Pistons. How you
So
ain't
what
do
you want?
nothing?
Wait a minute. What do you want Cade Cunningham to do now? Come
He
on.
was in
now.
the middle of it though. Don't say
Yes, he
didn't do
was.
nothing.
Sure
Man,
was. He wasn't
he's a
Duncan Robinson.
mulatto,
You must be talking
man.
about Duncan Robinson.
Yeah,
He's
in the
an
mix.
African American. He ain't gonna do nothing. He put his blood pump Kool-Aid. He ain't gonna do nothing.
Nah,
want that
Cade
smoke.
Cunningham was trying to hold back Duran and other
Come on,
players.
man.
So
Miles
he was
Bridges
showing
getting busy.
he was showing his captainhood.
What you think about that
Exactly.
scuffle,
Miles
man?
Bridges was getting busy out there.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Miles
yo. Yeah, he was getting busy. Cade Cunningham ain't do nothing. You supposed to be a leader of the team. How you not swinging? What you
Nah,
mean holding people
you're
back?
being
That's what punks
misdirectional
do.
right now.
And then
This
another thing what people don't
Phonics
say.
being misdirectional.
Another thing that people don't mention, and I was watching this, just in basketball analysis. Yo, Lamelo was on the bench. How the hell he was off the floor? He was on the floor when the shit was going on.
Oh Lord,
originally
he
sitting
brought
on the
this
bench.
little
I'm just saying,
cupcake
I'm
boy
surprised
into
that
it.
they didn't try to penalize him for that, even though he didn't do anything. But you're not supposed to
There's
leave
only
the bench. Lamelo was
there's
all
only
in the
one.
mix.
There's only
Yeah, he
one
got away
ball
with
brother
one
I
on
think
that one. He
might
got
I'm
away.
get
telling
busy.
you, I'm telling you, nobody brought that up. I watched that.
But
There's only
listen,
one
what you
ball
gonna do?
brother I think
Hold
that
on,
might get
Flight.
busy.
You're
That's
gonna
Jello.
suspend both teams then. If you're gonna take Lamelo situation, you're gonna have to look over Detroit because all of them was off the bench too.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
both teams would have been suspended and their games would have been forfeited.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. That's a lot to break
So you
down.
can't do that, right? That's a business decision. Can't do that. So we're gonna overlook some of this.
He was just breaking shit up. He didn't really he wasn't out there trying to entice anything. Like Stewart was wilding though. The way Stewart ran up, that shit was like the old school days right there. What do you think about that one? Phonics, did you see when
I
Stewart
loved it.
ran up?
Yeah, I loved it, man. That's
I
what I'm
loved
talking
it.
about. But I want to see the Stars do something, man. But I
Well,
don't want
LaMelo,
LaMelo to get out there and get hurt.
Yo, let me tell you something. If LaMelo get to the playoffs, let me tell you something. Well, the Knicks, I ain't even gonna
Oh
say they're gonna be
Lord.
the second seed. But I'm just saying, could you imagine the Knicks? I mean, the Hornets versus the Pistons in the first round? How exciting that would be. What about
A sweep
the
is exciting to you? A sweep is
Well,
exciting to you.
I don't know. The Hornets played them tough. I don't know if it's gonna be a sweep.
Man, stop it, man.
I don't know if the styles make fights. Just because the Knicks got their ass whooped, the Hornets got them young legs. They can run with Detroit.
And then you dreaming here. Ain't no telling they gonna get in the playoffs. They bottom feeders, man.
There's a good chance. The chance is greater than ever. Listen, I like.
Come on, man. You talking about a play-in?
Listen, I like the Hornets' chances if they play the Celtics. If the Hornets play the Celtics, I'm taking the Celtics. So I'm taking the Hornets over the Celtics. I'm taking the
No,
Hornets.
come on, Fly. You've been delusional.
Come on,
You're
man.
pandering you're pandering to the high.
All they got is
Come on, Fly. Come on, Fly. Don't do that. The Celtics. You see the firepower the Celtics got?
I like the Celtics. I like that matchup against the Celtics.
And, hold on, Fly. Let me explain this to you. The only way the Hornets can play the Celtics if the Celtics become the number 1 seed, and I don't see that happening.
They could get to the second seed. I mean, the 7th.
No, the Hornets can't get to the second seed. They can't play the second seed. They can't.
Why not? If they
because the only let me explain to you. You got 7, 8, 9, 10, right?
Right.
I spoke my piece. I'm going now.
You got 10 and 9 play each other. The loser is eliminated. The winner plays the loser of 7 and 8, and the winner of that only goes to the 8th seed. That's the highest Lamelo can get to, is the 8th seed. They cannot get to the 7th seed. You have to be 7 or 8 in the play-in to get to the 7th seed. And I don't know if the Hornets going to get to the 7th seed.
They need a lot.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Because if you 9 and 10, you only can go up 1 to 1. You only can leapfrog 1, and that's only to the 8th. That's the highest you can go. But if you're the 7th or the 8th seed, you can either be 8th or you can be 7th. So in order for the Hornets to be eligible for a 2-game play-in, they have to get 8 or 7 seed.
Oh,
and that's going to be difficult.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. You are right about that. That's more likely, but that's more likely for them to get that over the 6th seed. They're more likely to get to maybe the 8th or the 7th seed than getting to the 6th seed. I think the 6th seed is just I don't see that.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I think they're more likely to shoot to get to maybe that 8th seed. That need to be their goal.
Yeah, their goal needs to be the 8th at least.
Yeah, at least.
Because that way they got 2 opportunities to win 1 game.
Yep, and that's something that they didn't have back in the days when they was in the plan. The Hornets, they need to get, maybe even getting home court advantage. They'll have home court advantage if they're the 8th seed, right?
No, only if they lose. If they lose, they have home court advantage.
Oh, okay.
But if they win, they don't have home court advantage. They just go to the 7th seed, and they'll play on the road. As the 8th seed, you play on the road. The 7th seed got the home court.
Okay,
because they're the highest seed in the play-in. But if okay.
Yeah, you are right about that. Yeah, so the Hornets got to get to that 8th seed to get 2 chances.
Right.
Yeah,
if they can get 7, that'll be a miracle. If they can get 7, that'll be a miracle. But 8 is realistic.
Right. And I like their chances to get some of them teams down there, especially, like I said, if they lose that first one and then possibly they'll have home court advantage in that second game. So the Hornets should have 2 shots at it. They should be able to get to, and believe it or not, I would love for them to get the 7th seed, but Hornets versus Detroit is really the series. I mean, that's the box office.
Yeah, but I think Detroit wipes them though. Detroit
Yeah,
wipes the
of
Hornets.
course, but I'm just
They were
saying, just
shred 'em.
it's still box office.
If they win one game, cool. But outside of that, it's almost like when the Lakers played Sacramento that first round. Remember?
Yeah,
Remember that year the Lakers played Sacramento in the first round? He was like, "Oh man, the Lakers, they don't want to see Sacramento." Man, they swept Sacramento 3 straight.
yeah. Yeah, I do. It's the Lakers
And I
when
think
they
that
had
what
Shaq.
happened with the Hornets.
When they had
Yeah,
Shaq.
Shaq was there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shaq was there.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that when they thought Sacramento was a problem for them. That was years ago.
Yeah. Then I mean Sacramento got better. I mean, they got better and gave Lakers problems later on. But at first, when it was up and coming, people were like, "Oh man, you want to avoid Sacramento? You want to avoid Sacramento?" Man, Lakers swept them.
Yeah, I feel you. Sacramento.
So we're going to see what happens with Lonzo, right? We're still waiting for Lonzo. I'm glad. Listen, Flight. I didn't really care for the Way Show too much. I thought the Way Show was too kiddie. Like they was catering to 9 and 10-year-olds.
Right.
But the Ball in the Family podcast is becoming more adultish. It still has some kiddish elements, you know, that kind of bugs me and it's kind of cringy at times. But at least they're getting to the fact of the matter, right? They're asking the right questions.
Yeah.
And they're holding them accountable when they get into some shit instead of the media and other outlets giving their narrative to spiral all over social media. They're giving them opportunity to qualm a lot of that and get the information from the horse's mouth. I do like that involved in the Family podcast. But they still get a little like they cater to 9 and 10-year-olds. Like, who cares about that question? You know what I'm saying? What you do on the first date. Nigga, you guys are 27, 28 years old. And Demo is like 32, 33 years old. What you, come on, man.
No, nobody want to hear that bullshit.
You know what I'm saying?
And it don't look good when Lonzo don't have a team either, and they doing this bullshit. It don't. You know, as much
it don't look good at all.
It don't. Like I said, the podcast.
Because Lonzo should take every aspect of time he got in the gym.
Yeah, it don't look good. I'm sorry.
Because I don't understand. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't understand all that shit Lonzo was doing in the off season. I didn't see none of that.
No, Chris Johnson, none of it.
I didn't see none of it in Cleveland. None of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what was that all about. Was that just promotion? Promotional?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna say we can't get caught up in these clips in the off season with no defense. You know, they gotta stop this shit. Just drill.
But it wasn't about no defense because you're not going to get no defense anyway. I don't care where you work out at or who you work out with. You're not going to really get no defense, right? Even the UCLA runs, you're not really getting no defense. They're just putting you in situations, and you're learning angles and sacred geometry and things of that nature, and you're and timing and being able to get your shot off in obtuse angles. That's it. So you're not going to get much defense. They don't want to see much defense. But what I'm saying is that a lot of times when you see guys in the offseason work on something, they implement it in the season. And I didn't see not one increment of Lonzo workout, which was very nice and aesthetic, implemented with the freaking Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, man, he finna do them little post move. He got to turn around at the elbow. This nigga was throwing layups off the back of the backboard.
Yeah.
That was incredible. I stopped watching the games. You know that, right?
I did too.
I stopped watching Cleveland. I stopped watching. I was like, this is incredible. How you have that kind of a training regimen and you're looking strong, you're looking ferocious, and then you get out on the floor and you can't make a layup by yourself in the open court by yourself, uncontested. throwing it off the backboard is confused on how you're going to finish. That doesn't correlate. I see why they punted his ass, to be honest with you.
No, I think the passive nature, was coming back to bite him as well. I think that when you want to be so passive, at some point, man, you got to eat now. You can't come back trying to set everybody the fuck up. You could do that too, but you got to get yours too. You got to at least average 10 points per game.
Cleveland tried to force him to do it, Flight. When I was watching the games, a lot of times they pass him the ball twice. They give him the ball, he look around, he gets off the ball, and then they give it back to him. Dude, you shooting 41% from the three. What are you giving it to me for? Wow. Why are you giving it to these rookies? I know Donovan was pissed. I guarantee you, because most NBA vets, rookies, you got to wait your turn. Lonzo out here giving it to these rookies like they first and second round overall pick. I mean, first and second overall picks.
Yeah, he looking for bailout.
These rookies are second round picks. What are you doing? You don't do that. That ain't how the game works. You know what I'm saying? Rookies got to scramble. They got to get theirs out the mud. You spoon feeding these rookies. For what? Nah, man, you can't do that, man. I know too much basketball to know you're not supposed to do that. That ain't how it works. You got Kenny Atkinson over there scratching his head like, why is he passing the ball to these rookies like that? And these rookies getting all these shots off. You know what I'm saying? They under rookie contracts. You need to get the ball to some of these veterans or mid-level veterans who trying to work another contract. That'll piss people off. You know what I'm saying? Here you got DeAndre Hunter out there. You're giving the ball to Proctor. If you don't want to shoot it, give it to DeAndre. Give it to Mobley. Give it to Jared. Stop giving it to Proctor and Chandler or whatever these. You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? Give it to Ware. Not the rookies. That ain't how it works. The rookies looking good though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, Alonzo should have definitely stepped it up offensively. So whatever team he go to, he need to be able to put some points up. And nobody's saying go out there and average 30, but he should be averaging at least 10 points minimum. I mean,
Lonzo had one game. I think Lonzo had 15 points at half. Right, that's the highest he had. Right, 15 or 16 at half. Didn't score again. Didn't even try to score again. One game, Lonzo had 9 points in the first quarter. Before he got subbed out, he had 9 points. Didn't score again. How is that, Flight? I mean, you can't make this up. How you don't score no more? 9 points? I mean, that means you own. If you average that, right, 9 points in all of the quarters,
yeah,
you got 48 points. I mean, 36 points. Excuse me. So how is that? You got 36 points easy if you average 9 points a quarter. And the way that he had that 9 points in that one first quarter with a whole much time remaining, dude, you should at least 16 for the game, at least. No more. You ain't putting up no more shots. Like, okay, I got my 9, I'm good. I got 16 and a half. Let me stop because let these other guys get something. What? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. All right, Flight, man. I'm good, man. I'm finna go lay it down.
All right, man. Shout out to you, Dex, man. We're gonna pull back up tomorrow. Make sure you hit the like button if you're new. Subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV.
What up, y'all? It's your man, Freeway Ricky Ross, and you looking at Flight Sports TV. Don't turn that channel.
Flight Sports TV, man. That's my dude. I rolls with him.
You heard what the man said. It's Flight Sports TV.